There we go. You know what happens when you have too much technology. Sorry guys, and sorry there's a glow on my glasses, but I have so much to tell you. I didn't have time for a 30-second, countdown thing. So I first want to tell you, with it being Thanksgiving week, how much I am thankful. I am so thankful. October is my cancer anniversary, and I'm 12 years cancer free this year, so I am blessed, blessed, blessed. I i have my mom. I can't tell you the friends that I have spoken to who has lost a parent in the last 6 months. Several. So I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for my son and his new bride Maya and the whole family. We were already like family, but now it's official. Uh, anyway, two brothers and their families, and tons of cousins all over, extended family in California and Florida. I'm very thankful for you. So, did you see on Twitter today where Ivanka Trump was at the pyramids? There were pictures of camels and small kids. I promise you, she wasn't on a camel because she had on a white dress and it was clean. Um, but she was there. Go check out her Twitter if that interests you. And then the Orion spacecraft made it to the moon today. How many of you saw that? I was so surprised. Hello, Ernest. He said, hello, travel agent. When he calls, he says, this is my favorite travel agent. All right. And then today in Indonesia, more than 160 people were killed in an earthquake that was 5.6. Now, I've lived through a half a dozen earthquakes that are greater, but in Indonesia, they're not prepared like Southern California. So this had more than 2,200 homes were came down on people. Buildings crashed on people. Um, just pray for them. And another reason to be thankful. We're here, and pray for the families who are going to suffer. Um, okay, so there's enough people. All right, I am going to share with you today's deals or today's lineup. The lineup number one is I'm cancer free and I'm thankful. Number two was about mask, vaccines, and new protocols. I'm sure that you heard about the 800 passengers who came on the Majestic Princess. They arrived into Sydney last week. And mind you, this was a 95% vaccinated cruise because not many of their protocols have changed like ours. Um, anyway, after a week, it didn't even take a week. 3 days later, the response by Carnival, which includes all of its brands: Carnival, P&O Cruises, Holland American, Seabourn, Princess, all cruises that sail in that area. Australia, what the way that they put it is Australia, New Zealand, and surrounding areas. So we're not quite sure what surrounding areas mean. They don't do much in Hawaii, and that's anyway, another story. Um, they are changing the way things are, and I mean they changed it on a dime. Do you know when you sign? No, not when you sign up. When you pay your cruise, you in essence are agreeing to the maritime terms and conditions. And that says that they can change ports based on um, weather. It says that they can change protocols just like this. Now, think of the people who traveled 2 days early to get to Australia this weekend. And when they arrived, they said, oh, new protocols. Masks are required. Social distancing everywhere, and a mandate on testing. And if they're not completely vaxxed, well, I just say there are a lot of people who are in trouble. Thank you, Amy. I love you. Thank you for sharing your sister with us this week for Thanksgiving. You'll have to come next year. Anyway, imagine being on your way or arriving and finding out that now there is testing, now there's protocols. And let me tell you what has happened. This is why Australians and New Zealanders are still so weary of cruisers. And I mean, they're protesting in several ports. They're weary of them because Princess put them off the ship after 800. If they needed a medical team, they were sent one way. And there was nobody, everybody was asymptomatic, mild cases. But the others, they gave them private transportation to the rail station and to the airport. Another thing to be thankful for, I'm thankful I was not on that flight with someone who just tested positive for COVID. There's a wave going through Australia and New Zealand. 2 weeks ago, there were 16,000 cases between the two countries. Last week, 27,000. It's a wave. They've just opened up cruising. Who knows? Who knows how they got on the ship and whether or not they were truthful about being vaccinated. In these last days, I've told you that you can get on a Carnival ship even if a medical exemption is required, because it requires nobody but you to validate that you did this. Okay, number 3, the Tiffany Mystery. Has anybody heard of it? I'm just looking. Come on, has anybody heard of the owner of Tiffany? It happened 13 days ago and it is blowing up. Well, I will tell you. 13 days ago, on a Norwegian cruise in the South Pacific in Tahiti, the owner of Tiffany's, a 71-year-old lady who has run Tiffany's, like breakfast at Tiffany's, Tiffany jewelry. She has run Tiffany's for the last 27 years. She's 71, 5'2". Amy, she's y'all size. Anyway, she went overboard at 3 a.m. and she passed. Her name is, yikes, I had it right in front of me. I should have wrote in my notes. Her name is Dilek Erter. It's Dilek. Her last name Erter. She had a traveling companion, a male traveling companion, and the mystery is that he did not miss her. He did not report her missing for 20 hours. So she went overboard at 3 a.m. and at 11 p.m. the next evening is when he reported her missing. Now, lots of theories. One today I had not heard was, well, what if they were in different cabins and he gets up and does his thing and she gets up and does her thing, because, they're on a very extensive trip and he doesn't see her at lunch, but figures she's painting or doing something creative. He didn't worry until the evening. And when she didn't show up after dinner, then he worried. That was this reporter's take on it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. In review of the footage, they could see that she went over just after 3 a.m. in a balcony stateroom, which would have come close to her chest. So she didn't fall accidentally. Either alcohol was involved, as many times happens and they are doing something that is crazy, or she was thrown overboard, or what's your take on it? What do you think? More will come about this because the family's not going to let it die. Now to the biggie, because I know some people only want to hear about Black Friday. All right. First, exclusive to Action Travel, we are giving a $100 thankful discount if we book you a air and land vacation. International, domestic, doesn't matter. Call me. Message me, reach out to me, Facebook. Oh, I don't have my little thing here that tells you how you can get me. Okay. We are still making face-to-face appointments on Fridays and Saturdays. We have Alaska coming up. $100 off your next vacation if you reach out to me. All right, number 2, Princess Cruises is bringing back the $1 deposit. $1. You can combine it with the current Love Boat sale, and some of the sailings make your daily price less than $100 per person. I've only sailed Princess once. At the time, was a little older crowd than I wanted to travel with, but I have lots of multi-generational groups that travel only on Princess. Next, Club Med. Club Med's one of the only all-inclusive ski resorts that we sell. I probably sell more of their ski packages than all of their 35 resorts that are around the world. But Quebec has fabulous nonstop flights from Raleigh, and they are going to have their biggest discount of the year. It is only going to be good through the end of the month. So they're not even giving you until Monday. It is up to 60% off, and it is going to include everything from the DR to the Maldives, because they have resorts in both. Club Med was the first all-inclusive. Lots of pluses and minuses. If you're interested, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Okay. I missed my cue. I was going to say with air as low as $292 round trip to Quebec. Speaking of air, number 4 on my list is that we wholesale air. And I got an email today from one of our wholesalers that said we have 450 airlines ready to give you discounts. And we get until Cyber Tuesday. So if you're traveling internationally and you just want to price compare, email me, reach out to me. You can email me at melinda@actiontravelinc.com. Send me a message on Facebook. I'm happy to reply here as well. Okay. The next one is Ryu Resorts. All right. So Ryu Resorts, I have only experienced them in the Caribbean. They're great. They're all-inclusive properties, but they now also have properties in the U.S. They have one in Miami. They have one in New York, but they are through the Caribbean, through Mexico, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica. There's going to be one that comes up in Puerto Rico. They're doing 30% off. The next big deal is number 6, and I hope you lasted till here because this is the best, or this is one of the best. The shortest, most flexible tours that we sell are that Margaritaville ship. Sorry. Jimmy Buffett, started it, and it's kind of like a shuttle over to the Bahamas, and you can spend the night in a resort and then a shuttle back. Or you can just go over and come back on the same ship. Well, they are offering up to $700 for a free cruise for military, first responders, even educators for the Black Friday deal. It How much better can you get? Somebody is giving you. Now, mind you, it's an older ship. It is not like a cruise if you are a first time cruiser. It is like a very deluxe ferry. I hope I don't get in trouble with somebody for saying that. That's kind of what it is. Then, oh, and because they offer land stays, if you stay more than a one night stay, you have to have passport books because you're disembarking and staying in the Bahamas. So not the cards like you would use on a cruise, passport books. Okay, they're also offering kids free and 25% off all packages. That means like their 4-day package, cruise over, spend the 3 nights and cruise back, all inclusive with meals, drinks, the cruise, and transfers, less than $450 per person. If this interests you, reach out to me. Michelle Wagner, I need to reach out to you because your husband had some interest. And this is the least expensive I've seen. Okay, I'm almost through. The American Queen. I've had several requests for riverboats within the U.S. Well, this is the biggest I've seen. Sale from 20 to 40% off. It's too lengthy to go in here. There are lots of sailings that are under 20, 30, 40% off. Reach out to me if you want to do a riverboat cruise, Gail Riley. All right. And and number 8 is MSC has Christmas space for this year. MSC has gone to 21 ships, guys. They're trying to become a player. Like they want to be up there with Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian. Those are the biggest 3. They want to get in that mix. Anyway, they're having their own Christmas markets on board because what is Christmas without Christmas markets? They have festivals and theme parties. They even have a snow party aboard each ship during Christmas. There's space now available with sale pricing beginning on Black Friday. So if you have an interest, reach out to me. And last but not least, Avalon. And now I have lost who I wanted to hear this. Dang it. All right. Avalon was the very first cruise, river cruise, that I did. I did it as my victory trip 12 years ago. Several great travel friends were on that sailing. Linda Greason and Susan Shepard and Gertia and Angela and some of the Clarks out of Greensboro. Anyway, long story short, it was the best thing I had ever done. And my first day on my first river cruise, we're cruising out of Budapest, and I looked at everybody and I said, guys, this is the epitome of vacation. It couldn't have been more chill. If you're a water skier, the water was like ice. It was such a small little wake that we were making, but it was totally smooth. Anyway, they are doing a free air for more than 160 cruises in Europe for 23. Free air, guys. I mean, any way you cut it, even when you see these $5.99 airfares, so figure at least $1,200 that you're saving. It is called, I looked for you. The one I like best that I thought was the greatest value is a 10-day 4-country sailing. It's for the Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, and France. It's called the Rhine, or you see the Rhine and the Moselle. It's called Canals, Vineyards, and Castles with 2 nights in Paris. So you're going to be 7 nights on board the sailing and 2 nights in Paris. You can start sooner. You can stay longer. They're very flexible, but it is Amsterdam, Cologne, 4 more stops in Germany, and you disembark in Remek in Luxembourg, near Luxembourg City, and then they put you on a train from Luxembourg City into Paris. I thought it sounded really, really cool. I wrote everything down but the price. All right, I just reviewed this today. We were right around 4,000. I think we were 4160. But everything included, guys, 10 days. Where else can you go? You could barely go to Myrtle Beach for 10 days. Anyway, and have all the meals and entertainment and activities available for you. All right, I'm going to go. We are cleaning up the house, or we are supposed to be cleaning up the house. Because we have family coming in this week. I pray that you have an awesome, awesome week and that your family gets in safe. Be safe. I'll tell you, I am thankful for all of you. And P.S. I'm also thankful that I don't have to clean up that formal table. But really, be safe. There are lots of people on the road. I mean, half of our family will be on the road. So I pray for your safety. Be aware of other drivers. And I'll see you next week. Ciao.